There comes a moment in every soul's life when silence begins to speak, when the heart whispers truths that the world cannot hear. In that sacred stillness, you are invited to rise, to step forward into the divine unfolding of your own becoming. You are not merely existing, you are becoming. You are not just surviving, you are transforming. And within you burns the light of God's intention, waiting to shine through the cracks of your doubt. The light you carry is ancient. It was kindled before time began, placed in your spirit as a mark of divine trust. The world may try to shadow it, with fear, with failure, with noise and neglect, but no darkness can erase the light that was born of heaven. You are not meant to hide it. You are meant to walk in it, to let it lead you through valleys of uncertainty and mountains of doubt. Courage, dear soul, is not something you find. It is something you remember. It is the echo of God's, yes, that still reverberates in your soul. When you tremble before the unknown, courage stands beside you like an unseen angel, whispering, I am here. For every time you thought you were breaking, it was not your end. It was your unveiling. The Creator was molding the strength of your spirit, stretching the wings of your faith, preparing you to soar beyond what you once believed possible. To walk in the light of your becoming is to embrace the holy journey of change. It is to understand that growth is often disguised as grief, and that healing sometimes wears the garments of heartbreak. Yet still the soul persists. It gathers the scattered pieces of your pain and weaves them into wisdom. It teaches you that no tear is wasted and no wound is without purpose. The light of your becoming is polished in the fires of endurance, and your soul gleams brighter each time you choose love over fear. Do not rush your unfolding. Every flower opens in its season, and every life blooms in divine time. The Creator has written your name in light, not in ink that fades, but in the eternal glow of destiny. When you walk with faith, even the night becomes luminous. Every step, no matter how uncertain, becomes a declaration: I am guided, I am growing, I am becoming. There will be days when your spirit feels heavy, when the road ahead seems lost in fog. But even then, walk, believe. The light that guides you is not behind you, it burns within you. It is the living breath of God calling you toward greater purpose. Each act of kindness, each moment of forgiveness, each whisper of prayer, all are rays of that divine light expanding through you. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are a divine expression of infinite love, walking this earth as both a student and a vessel of grace. Let your becoming be bold. Let it be gentle. Let it be true. And when the world grows weary around you, may your light be the reminder that hope is alive and heaven is near. So rise, not as who you were, but as who you are meant to be. Walk in faith, not in fear. Walk in love, not in doubt. Walk in the eternal light of your becoming, for that light is sacred, unbreakable, and forever yours. Courage is not a loud roar that demands to be heard. It is the quiet flame that refuses to die, even when the winds of fear blow strong. It is the sacred whisper within the soul that says, keep walking, even when you cannot see the way. This courage is not born from the strength of the flesh, but from the eternal breath of the Creator who lives within you. It is divine in its origin, holy in its purpose, and steady in its light. When the night feels endless and your heart trembles under the weight of uncertainty, courage becomes your lantern. It reminds you that faith is not found in knowing the outcome, but in trusting the one who guides your steps. The flame may flicker, but it will not fade, for it burns with the same essence that breathes stars into being. You were created from light, and that light knows how to find its way home. This divine courage teaches you to stand not in defiance, but in surrender. Surrender to grace, to purpose, to love greater than your fear. It does not ask you to be unafraid, it asks you to be faithful. For in the trembling of your spirit, heaven finds its way to you. Every time you choose to rise, every time you whisper, I will try again, you honor the divine spark that was placed in you before time began. So let courage be your prayer, silent, steady, and true. Let it remind you that your soul was never meant to live in shadows. You are the vessel of an eternal flame, and each act of faith, each moment of hope, fans it brighter. Walk gently, but walk bravely, for the light within you was not made to hide. It was made to lead. You are not alone in your becoming. The same God who lit the stars walks beside you, tending the fire of your courage, whispering softly, "Fear not, the light in you is enough." The strength of the soul is not found in muscle or might. It is found in the quiet endurance of the spirit that refuses to give up, even when the heart is weary and the road feels long. It is the unseen grace that rises each morning with faith still flickering in its hands, whispering, "I am not finished yet." This strength is born not from the world, but from heaven's breath within you. It is the divine pulse that beats beneath your fear, reminding you that you are made of something eternal. There are moments when life presses hard upon the heart, when loss, doubt, or silence seem to echo louder than faith. Yet even then, the soul does not break. It bends, it trembles, it aches, but it endures. For the strength of the soul is not about never falling. It is about rising, again and again, clothed in quiet courage and grace. The soul knows that even in the valley, God walks beside it. Even in the storm, divine hands hold it steady. This strength is not loud, it does not demand to be seen. It is gentle as light upon water, steady as dawn after the darkest night. It is the sacred knowing that no pain is wasted and no tear is forgotten. The soul gathers every sorrow and turns it into wisdom. It takes the ashes of yesterday and shapes them into wings for tomorrow. When you feel small, remember your soul has survived everything it was never sure it could. It has stood in the fire and found its song. It has met despair and chosen love. It has seen endings and still believed in beginnings. That is the quiet miracle of the soul. It carries divine resilience in every breath. So rest in that truth. You are stronger than you know, not because of what you have done, but because of what God has placed within you. The strength of your soul is the strength of divine light itself, unbroken, unwavering, and infinite. Even when you cannot feel it, it is there, whispering peace into your chaos and hope into your heart. May you walk gently with this strength today, not striving but trusting, not fearing but knowing. For the soul within you is eternal, and its strength is the very voice of God saying, "You are never alone, and you are never without power." A faith is the quiet compass of the soul, unseen, yet unwavering, guiding us through the wilderness of uncertainty toward the light of divine purpose. It does not always show us the full map, but it teaches us how to take the next step with grace. It is not the absence of doubt. It is the courage to move forward even when the horizon is hidden. Faith whispers to the heart, "You may not know where the path leads, but you are not walking it alone." There are seasons when the road ahead feels lost in mist, when prayers seem unanswered and hope feels fragile. Yet, in those very moments, faith is at work, shaping our spirit, deepening our trust, anchoring us in the eternal promise that every step, no matter how uncertain, is guided by divine hands. Faith is the inner light that glows softly when all other lights fade, the gentle assurance that love still leads and purpose still waits. To live by faith is to surrender to the sacred rhythm of becoming, to believe that even delays are blessings in disguise, and that what feels like detours are, in truth, divine directions. It is to know that the Creator's timing is not our own, but always perfect. Faith allows us to breathe when fear tightens its hold. It reminds us that miracles are not born in comfort, but in trust. When we let faith lead, we begin to see the world differently. Not as a place of endless struggle, but as a sacred journey of unfolding grace. Every challenge becomes a teacher, every silence a call to listen deeper, every prayer a bridge to something greater. Faith turns the unknown into holy ground, reminding us that God is not only at the destination, He is in the steps, the pauses, and the waiting. So walk with faith as your compass. Let it steady your trembling heart and quiet your restless mind. Let it lead you through the shadows with gentleness and peace. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to trust the one who holds them. May your becoming be guided not by fear, but by faith. Faith that reminds you that your path is sacred, your story is not forgotten, and your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. And in every step you take, may faith whisper to your soul, "Keep going, beloved." The light you seek is already within you. Hope is the silent rhythm that moves through all of life, the sacred pulse that beats beneath the stars, within the oceans, and deep inside every human soul. It is the breath of the Creator woven into the fabric of existence, whispering, "Begin again." Even when the night grows long and the heart grows tired, hope remains, steady, patient, and alive. It does not demand to be seen. It simply continues to beat, carrying us through darkness toward the promise of dawn. Hope is not fragile, it is divine. It rises from the same source that shaped the mountains and painted the skies. It is the quiet voice that reminds us that endings are never final, that even ashes hold the seed of new life. When we feel forgotten, hope remembers us. When we lose our way, hope finds us. And when the weight of sorrow bends our spirit low, hope kneels beside us and whispers, "Lift your eyes. Light is coming." There is a holiness in hope that cannot be broken. It breathes through prayers, through kindness, through every small act of love that ripples into eternity. It is the bridge between the human heart and heaven's mercy, a living testament that no distance is too far for grace to travel. Hope does not erase pain, but it teaches us to see through it. It opens our hearts to the truth that every tear can water the soil of tomorrow's joy. In the heartbeat of creation, hope is the melody that never fades. It hums beneath despair, reminding us that we were made for renewal. The same power that awakens spring from winter lives within us, calling us to rise again and again. Hope is not something we find, it is something we awaken to, something that has always been within us, waiting to be believed in. So hold hope gently yet fiercely. Let it live in your prayers, your laughter, your quiet moments of stillness. Let it be the rhythm that steadies your soul when the world feels uncertain. For every sunrise that paints the sky is a hymn of hope, God's way of saying, "Life is still beautiful." May you walk in harmony with that heartbeat, the heartbeat of creation, where hope, eternal and sacred, beats in time with the love that made you. And in that rhythm, may your spirit find peace, courage, and the unshakable knowing that no matter what comes, light will always return. Grace is the tender hand of the divine that holds us as we grow, not demanding perfection, but guiding us with patience and love through the sacred unfolding of who we are becoming. Growth is not always gentle. It stretches the heart, tests our faith, and humbles the soul. Yet grace meets us in every step, turning even our stumbles into lessons of light. It does not rush us. It does not condemn our slow becoming. It simply whispers, "You are still on holy ground." There is beauty in the in-between, in the moments when we are not yet who we were, but not yet who we will be. Grace lives there, wrapping us in mercy when we falter, and in peace when we forget our worth. It teaches us that transformation is not about striving harder, but about surrendering deeper, trusting that God's hand is shaping us even when we cannot see the design. When the weight of growth feels heavy, grace becomes the breath that steadies us. It reminds us that every seed breaks before it blooms, and every heart must stretch before it learns to love more fully. The Creator does not expect us to bloom overnight. He delights in our becoming, in the courage it takes to keep believing, to keep trying, to keep softening. Grace is the language of divine compassion. It does not count our failures, it collects them and turns them into wisdom. It takes the rough edges of our humanity and polishes them with forgiveness. It reminds us that the process of growth is not meant to shame us, but to shape us into vessels of light. When you feel unworthy, grace reminds you that you are enough. When you feel lost, grace finds you. When you are weary, grace carries you the rest of the way. It is the quiet assurance that you are seen, loved, and guided, even in your uncertainty. Growth is never wasted in the presence of grace. It is the soil where faith deepens, hope roots, and love blooms anew. So be gentle with yourself. You are growing in holy soil. You are learning the rhythm of grace, one prayer, one breath, one act of courage at a time. Let grace be your teacher, your shelter, your song. And when you cannot yet see the beauty of what is forming, trust this: the hand that began your becoming is still at work, and His grace will never let you fall outside His love. To walk in divine alignment is to move in rhythm with the heart of God, to let your steps be guided by something higher, gentler, and infinitely wiser than your own understanding. It is the sacred art of surrendering control and trusting that every twist and turn in your journey has been touched by divine purpose. When you walk in alignment, you are not chasing the world's pace, you are walking to the steady, peaceful beat of heaven's song. Divine alignment is not about perfection, it is about presence. It is the quiet awareness that you are being led even when the path is unclear. It is listening not only with your ears, but with your spirit, hearing the soft whisper that says, "This is the way, walk in it." Sometimes it leads you through still waters, other times through storms that test your faith. Yet even in the tempest, the guiding hand of grace never lets go. To live aligned with the divine is to trust that your delays are not denials, and your detours are not mistakes. They are sacred pauses in which the soul learns to rest and the heart learns to hear. It is to believe that your steps, however uncertain, are part of a greater design, a design woven with threads of love, faith, and divine timing. You may not see the pattern now, but heaven sees it whole. Walking in divine alignment invites peace where there was once striving. It calls you to move with purpose rather than pressure, with faith rather than fear. When you are aligned with the divine, even your smallest acts, a kind word, a forgiving heart, a prayer whispered in the dark, become holy. Every moment becomes a conversation with eternity. There is deep freedom in alignment, the freedom of knowing that you do not have to force what is meant for you. The same Creator who placed the stars in the sky has placed purpose within your soul, and He knows the way. Alignment is your trust in that knowing. Your daily yes to divine will over human worry. So walk gently, walk with peace. Let your steps be a prayer of gratitude and surrender. Do not rush what is sacred or doubt what is divine. For when your heart beats in rhythm with heaven, every path, no matter how winding, leads you closer to light. May you walk in divine alignment all your days, not striving to make your own way, but allowing the divine to lead you home, step by step, into the fullness of your becoming. And now, as we stand at the edge of our own becoming, let us remember this truth, that the light we seek has always lived within us. It flickers in our courage, it hums in our faith, it rises in our hope, and it moves with every step we take toward grace. We were not sent here to shrink in the face of darkness, but to shine so brightly that even the night begins to remember the dawn. Walk gently, but walk boldly. Let your soul be steady in the knowing that every breath you take is guided, every tear is counted, and every moment is shaping you into something more radiant than before. The Creator does not make mistakes. You are here on purpose, for purpose, with purpose. And though the journey may twist and turn, though the road may test your strength and patience, still the divine light will lead you home. So rise with peace in your heart, fire in your spirit, and love in your hands. Speak with kindness, move with faith, and live with the quiet certainty that your becoming is holy. The world is waiting for your light, for your voice, for your truth. Do not hold it back. Step forward unafraid, walk in the light of your becoming, and let that light become a blessing to all who cross your path.